What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju, the Master Manifester, and I am back with another video.
Doctor, I don't buy no other doctor in this land. I'm a first-class root doctor. I don't buy no other doctor in this land.
You have been struggling to accomplish your goals year after year after year. I'm here to tell you it's possible. Everything that you want to achieve is possible. You just have to believe. What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju, the Master Manifester, and I am back with another video. So today, you guys, I'm gonna get straight into it. We're gonna be doing a New Year's resolution video. What I mean by believe is believing in yourself, okay? So you have to be able to mentally tell yourself, like, if I write this down, it can happen. Because you can't write things down and you don't believe that it's possible. You know, like, you have to have a sense of knowing when it comes to your spiritual practice, okay? So I am lighting some patchouli incense. If you have incense, you can light them up. If you have a notebook or journal that you want to record some notes in, I would highly recommend it, because I've been doing this for 7-8 years. And I can honestly say everything that I've written down, almost everything. I'm gonna say it's a few things that I have not achieved that I've been wanting to achieve for years. But when I say it ain't been too many things that I haven't accomplished that I've written down, okay? And that's not to brag. I'm just telling you guys it's possible, okay? Like, I'm a regular person. Like, I'm not, like, I don't come from a lot of money. I don't come from like a privileged background. If that's your background, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, anybody can do this. Anybody can manifest, okay? And the key to manifesting, this is from my perspective. You have to manifest what works for you. Don't try to manifest being a millionaire if that's really not the lifestyle you want to live. Manifest things that actually would make you feel good inside. Manifest things that are in tune and in alignment with the things that you want and you see for yourself, okay? So really the first step to manifestation, if you ask me, is knowing yourself. Knowing yourself, knowing what you really want, understanding your challenges, understanding things that you have to overcome in order to get there. But really knowing yourself, that's the first key, okay? Now, I did take me some notes. First, let me pour me some wine. I like to do this around this time of year, so towards the end of November, going into December, okay? Because think, we only have 1 month left before the year is up, so you want to make sure you're going into the year knowing your own game plan. You're not worried about what nobody else doing. You're not worried about what they doing or what they doing. We're just worried about us, okay? The more you focus on yourself and you make yourself the focal point and the priority, that is the more people will feel drawn to you. People will feel drawn to you when you can heal what's within, okay? You can stop attracting certain things and certain situations. You can attract more for yourself because you're setting the bar. You're raising the bar. So that's exactly what we're doing here today. I want you guys to really, like, get inside your body right now. I want you to really get in tune with yourself and ask yourself, what do I want? Okay? So what I'm about to do is give you guys a list of questions that I want you to write down. And I'm going to give you more than enough so that way you can ask what you feel is right for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a couple difficult questions, but I want you to write these down just as if you're doing shadow work, just as if you're journaling or whatever you want to call it. But write these down. And you can even do this while we're doing the video, or you can wait until you get off the video. You can do this with friends. You can do this with whoever you want. When you're by yourself, it doesn't matter, okay? Let me add the incense for dramatic effect, okay? Let's get a little smoke going. Let's get a little smoke going. Y'all know I'm all about dramatics. I really like having my incense and my herbs burning. we're going to go ahead and get into the questions, okay? But before I say the questions, I did just want to reiterate this, okay? Taking care of self and prioritizing your spiritual life will get you so far. And I'm so glad I got on my path, and I'm so glad that I understood, okay, it's the reason why I like certain things, or I like discussing certain things, or I have a fascination with certain things. That's a good indication that you have spiritual gifts. If you're called to, I won't even say called, but if you run into certain situations, like people are always saying certain things to you and you're like, okay, that was weird. Or you just have like little weird instances where you know it's spiritually related, and you know that it had to be some ancestor, you know, it had to be one of your guardian angels really speaking to you. If you're seeing a lot of angel numbers, or if you're encountering a lot of spirit animals, or you're into tarot readings, or you're into that type of thing, like the metaphysical or the supernatural world, it's probably for a reason. So the way that I knew I had a spiritual gift, I'll never forget. And this happened on multiple occasions. But I was actually with my auntie. I used to love staying with my auntie. Like, I would sleep in her room or whatever. I would be in there by myself. And I would always pick up on spirits. Like, I could pick up on the energy. So I'm in a dark room, but I know for a fact, like, I'm not in the room by myself. So if you are experiencing that, are you slow? Are you dumb? No, I'm just playing. But come on now, like, you got to be able to pick up on this shit. So if you're sensing spirits, it's a reason why. Like, you probably have spiritual gifts. Now, this video, we're not talking about divination, but you guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not. And if you're new here, and you're looking to figure out what your path is and what's for you, you can book an ancestor reading with me. So what I do in my ancestor readings, I pretty much let you know what spirits are in your frequency and which spirits are most eager to work with you at this time. Okay, so sometimes it might be like a deceased relative, it could be a deceased friend, or it could be like a parent that has passed away. Okay, so they have urgent messages that they're probably trying to share with you, which is why they'll show up and you'll sense spirit's energy. You know, it's not always this weird, mysterious, random ghost. It's not that. It's just a deceased relative or a guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. Like in Christianity, they call them angels or guardian angels. It's the same thing. Ancestors. I have a habit of playing with my hair, y'all. If y'all haven't noticed, I do that all the time. I've always been like that. But let me lock my hands down. Okay, so yeah, it's a reason why. So if spirits are coming to you, it's a reason why. Your goal is to figure out what their messages are. That's where I come in. So I would love to do an ancestor reading for you, but I will say ancestor readings are not like tarot readings. They're a lot more brash. They're a lot more, you're being held accountable. With a tarot reading, that's really just like a reader picking up, telling you what's in your energy and what's in your frequency. But with the ancestor reading, that's an ancestor directly talking to you and telling you what you need to change, what you need to do, how they see you, and what you was doing last summer, what you need to correct. What, like, when I say they be on your ass, they be on your ass. But it's all for a good reason, and it's all to help you grow and help you evolve into the person that you want to be. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the questions. You guys, I adjusted my camera a little bit just so I'm more comfortable. But what we're going to do is get right into these questions. So the questions are broken down by categories. Okay, so first we're going to start with health. Okay, so health isn't always just like being physically fit. It's also mentally. Okay, mental health. Okay, that is why there are mental health counselors out here, you know, therapists and healers, because people have all types of conditions. Okay, in the spiritual community, conditions are called spiritual conditions. So this could mean your roads being blocked. That would mean you need to do a road opener or a reversal or a blockbuster candle. Okay, or some type of spell work that would help you uncross. Okay, so I also have luxury spiritual baths that I make, and it's available on my website. Y'all know I always have my information linked down below in the description box. But let's start the year out with a spiritual bath. Especially if you've never had a spiritual bath. That needs to change, okay? So spiritual baths help release and remove negative energy, okay? So if there's any form of stagnancy, you can do a road opener spiritual bath. But I always recommend newbies to start with the Florida water spiritual bath, and then from there you can take some of my other baths that I create that are for specific conditions, okay? So for instance, you know how I was talking about spiritual conditions. There are also other conditions like people going through bad relationships or divorce or miscarriage or people wanting separation done and things like that. Like it really goes like it's like a rabbit hole. Once you get into your spiritual journey, you'll start to see and learn that there's so much shit out here, and you be like, where have I been? Like, how did I not know about this? Like, it's a whole nother world. And that's why I always recommend people, especially people who come from a Christian background like me, I always recommend that you learn for yourself. Learn about different cultures and different religions. Don't just be in a box thinking that Christianity and what you learned is the end all be all. That is not the reality of it, okay? And I don't care what your granny said or what your great granny said. Who gonna check me? Like, I'm not playing with y'all. Like, this shit, we gotta really like learn to think for ourselves. Now, if you come to a place in your spiritual journey where you feel like you've absorbed enough information and you feel like Christianity is the path for you, kudos. Like, I'm happy for you. It's just all about discovering self and figuring out what is really for you, what is really your path, okay? So, like I said, we're gonna start with health. Now, these are a couple questions that you guys can write down about, you know, regarding health, okay? Keep in mind, this is something you're going to do before the new year. You can do this on New Year's night. You can do this like New Year's week. But we want to be doing our spiritual work and getting all that spiritual, putting that spiritual work in before that new year hit and that new energy come in. Because the last thing we want is to still be on some 2022 shit. Or still being on some 2020 shit. You know, like still in the past. Like, it's time we got to speed up. We got to speed up. And not only speed up, we have to be ahead of they ass, okay? So we're not manifesting just for next year. We're manifesting for, you know, creating generational wealth. Generational wealth isn't just money. It's a mindset. It's healing. It's doing the spiritual work that's required in our bloodline so we can lift up some of these low vibrations, okay? So you got to think, in the African American community especially, that's where hoodoo comes in. Hoodoo is an African American spiritual tradition and practice. It's just for African Americans, okay? It's because our ancestors are unique. They went through unique challenges, okay? It was not like the Africans, or it's not like the Haitians or whatever. It's not like Caucasians. We have our own unique history, okay? So we're African, but we're also American. So it's like, how do we combine the things that we know with things that we need to know, okay? So that's really kind of hoodoo. I don't know if that made sense to y'all, but yeah. So as far as African American women and African Americans in general, you got to think about slavery and the energy of that. The energy of where we are now as a people. We have to understand that there's work that needs to be done, okay? There's probably a lot of spell work that has been done, because people used to do all time. I mean, people still do. People throw spell work on people all the time. So if you're noticing there's certain generational curses that's going on in your family that just keep repeating. So it could be like getting pregnant at a young age. It could be being sexually abused or sexually assaulted. That's a generational curse. Or divorce. Things like that. Like, you probably wouldn't even think, oh, that's a generational curse. And it is. It is. So think, anything that's going on in your family that has been repeating year after year after year after year in a negative way, and repeating itself in a negative way, that's a generational curse, okay? And that has to be broken. That's where I come in. Really quickly, I wanted to show you guys my clear quartz necklace. It's available on my website. I make all my pendants handmade. So yes, just a little razzle dazzle I wanted to show y'all. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get into the questions, okay? So you guys make sure you have out your pen and paper. I'm not finna keep talking to y'all like y'all babies. Get your pen and get your paper. because we finna make some changes, okay? I always remember I would do like New Year's resolutions and I would never stick to them. And they used to irritate me because I'm like, why can't I stick to anything? Anything I put my mind to, why can't I stick to it? It's more so feeling like you can't achieve it and feeling like it's not in your path. But you have to, like I said, you have to know yourself, and you have to know that you can do it. And if you know that you can do it, the way that you plan and the way that you put the energy into the preparation, it will change, okay? It's not going to be like you just writing shit down that you don't even think will really happen. You're actually writing things that will work. Plus, think about it. If you're using crystals, there's some crystals here that I want to talk to you guys about. If you're using crystals and you're incorporating different spiritual things, that shit is going to come in so fast, okay? Y'all have to forgive me because I know I keep messing with my hair a lot. I had to take my earrings off because, yeah, hoops and big hair, it just don't be given to me. Like, it'd be so annoying. Just feeling restricted, like your ears and everything. But I keep fucking yapping, but I'm not telling y'all the questions, okay? So I'm gonna just talk about the questions, okay? So, first question: what self-care practices supported your growth in the past year? That's a good one. That's a good one because you can really like take an overview of your year and say, okay, this is what I did, this is what I need to change. And if there weren't any self-care practices that you did, then you definitely need to change that. So something I like to do and something I like to tell my mentees, I teach them this: self-care Sunday. Self-care Sunday. Okay, so a nice Cleopatra spiritual bath, Cleopatra goddess bath, a nice relaxing bath, a nice meditation, or doing something like going for a walk. It's sometimes the simplest things that will really help you grow. Like going for a walk, that could seem so simple, but what it is more so like, it's more so like clearing your mind. So if you have a hectic life and you have a lot going on and a lot on your plate, clearing your mind is so important. Okay, like, don't you see how that's so important? Fresh air and sitting on the actual ground and sitting on the actual earth, that is grounding. And that does change your frequency and your aura, and it makes you feel more connected to earth. Okay, so something that I like to do is go into nature and stick my feet in the dirt or either the sand. So if you live somewhere where you have beaches, stick your feet in the sand. But what you can do is just like lay there, and you can literally like feel your energy go into the ground. I don't know if that makes sense, but just connect yourself with earth, okay? That's also going to ground your root chakra as well, which is going to help you feel more grounded and at peace and at home within yourself, okay? And within certain situations. So that's the first question. What is one bad habit you need to unlearn for better health for the new year? Okay, so is it drinking sodas? Is it drinking more water? Is it not drinking as much, not smoking as much? Now my thing is, y'all know I'm a smoker, but my thing is I like to know my limits. Okay, so it's not necessarily about limits. I mean, it is, but can you get your shit done? Can you be productive? Like, I feel like rest is essential and winding down is essential. And that's more so the reason why I smoke, because I like to wind down. Like, my life is very hectic. It's very chill and peaceful, but it's also a lot, you know, when you're a full-time student, when you're a full-time entrepreneur, and you just have a lot on your plate, you know? So, you know, when you're staying up for days at a time, working, you know, trying to focus and get things done, it can be a lot. It can be a lot, okay? So smoking or drinking a glass of wine, I don't look at that as bad. But if it's to the point where you're not getting anything done, you're spending money on shit that you don't have money for, and I could see if your funds are low or whatever, don't feel bad about still treating yourself. But I'm just saying, like, make it make sense for you. Like, make your lifestyle work for you, not to the point to where you're addicted or fiending for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand the energy behind some of the things that you do, okay? Because ancestors sometimes are in our frequency leading us to do certain things, and we don't understand why, but it really could just be an ancestor in your frequency that was a heavy drinker or a heavy smoker. A lot of us have a lot of alcoholism in our family. That's another generational curse. Or drug abuse. That's another generational curse. So You know, if you consider certain things a bad habit, then you might need to make some changes, okay? And you know yourself. So it's not about what other people think. A lot of people think smoking isn't a good thing or drinking isn't a good thing. But what does it feel to you? Like, do you feel productive? Not even feel productive, but do you get things done? Even just doing this here, writing things down, I feel like that's getting things done. You know, is you putting yourself on an actual timeline, if that makes sense, you know? Timeline. Like, I know you can't put a date. You can put a date on certain things, but you can't always put a date on your goals, because not all goals are small goals or short-term goals. Okay, some goals are long-term goals. So that was the second question. The third one is, what do you plan to do to pamper yourself in 2023? So what are you going to do to pamper yourself and prioritize yourself? Let me give y'all a little bit of insights. Going to the spa or going to get your nails done isn't always the real self-love, isn't always the real self-care practice, okay? So something you could do instead is paint your nails, paint your own nails, or learn how to do your own nails. Something else could be doing like a foot soak at home. Like, I sell luxury spiritual baths, but I also have the foot soaks, so you can do like a pampering like that. It doesn't always have to mean you spending a lot of money or having to leave the house to do it. You have to think about it like this. If you're manifesting like a soft life, or you're manifesting a life that works for you and a life that feels peaceful and not hectic, then you have to do things that feel relaxing to you, okay? It's not always, you know, driving and going somewhere and always relaxing. And I know damn well being in the nail shop all damn day, trust me, I know, because I stay in a nail shop, but it's just like being in there all day is not relaxing to me. Like, that shit is not relaxing. But don't get me wrong, like getting my feet done and the massage and all of that is super peaceful, but like getting my nails done, that shit ain't fun. Be in there all day, like, and my head be hurting because the smell of the acrylic. So what things can you do at home to just pamper yourself? You know, you might go to the nail shop just to get your nails soaked off and then go home and paint your own nails. I promise you, it's so relaxing. It's so relaxing. And yes, it won't be perfect, but that shit gonna look good from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be perfect. So don't always feel like everything in your life has to be perfect. Just do it and go for it and do what feels right for you, you know? Okay, so another tip that I have for pampering yourself, I always say, when it comes to your spiritual journey, invest, okay? Like, we're so quick to spend money on other people, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars on other people and their happiness, but we won't spend $5 funky ass dollars to do something for ourselves, you know? Or you want to invest $150, get a reading or get an ancestor reading to really help you. Like, my recommendation is to start the new year. So you can do a December reading, like a New Year's reading, or you can do a Who's Your Folks ancestor reading. That's one of my specialty readings that I do. That pretty much gives you like a full layout. Okay, you have these ancestors in your frequency. These are the ones from your mom's side. These are the ones from your dad's side. These are the spiritual gifts that come from your mom's side, and these are the spiritual gifts that come from dad's side. So you get to see where the energies are coming from. You might have Haitian Creole ancestors on this end. You might have Native American ancestors on this end that want to work with you. So it'll be about balancing and bringing these two practices together. You don't have to practice what they practice, but you can still get the information and apply it to your own life, okay? So this is how you break generational curses. Like, staying proactive about you and your spiritual life and your mental health. Like, think about it, starting an ancestor reading, doing it in December before the new year comes. You can see, okay, Spirit, what's coming for me in the new year? And Spirit will lay it out for you. They might tell you to start a new business. They might tell you need to cleanse and release some shit. They might tell you need to let that nigga go. Huh? Oh, y'all didn't hear that one? Oh, okay. Yeah, you might need to let that nigga go. I'm sorry. Like, understanding that people bring a lot of negative energy sometimes. Not just negative energy, people bring energy with them. So it might not necessarily be negative energy, but it might be stagnant. It might be an energy vampire. So this person could be sucking your energy dry completely, and you trying to figure out why you're drained or why you don't have shit to give to yourself is because this person is getting everything. Especially if you're married and you have kids that are still young. Do an ancestor reading, because I'm sure they got a mouthful. They got a mouthful. But I have plenty of self-love cards, and Spirit always gives the best advice. If y'all have never seen my work, you can look on my YouTube, you can look on my Instagram live, and you can see some of my work that I've done. But when I say ancestor readings are life-changing, and my mentorship is life-changing, and I'm not just saying that, like, ask about me, for real, for real. And it's not for play. Y'all know I'm very serious, like, when it comes to my spiritual life and putting the ancestors on a pedestal. Like, I'm quick to say, like, spirit be on point, spirit be on point. Like, I still understand my strengths, but if it wasn't for spirit, I wouldn't be here. Because before I even started Master Manifestor 888, I asked my spirit team, I'm like, would this be a good move for me? Like, would this be good for me? And they said yes, but they gave me practical advice, and they said, do this, do this, do this instead. Because in the past, I had a tendency of starting things I didn't finish. We're all guilty of that. Like, or procrastination. Like, a lot of people have, you know, they'll start something and have a lot of energy in the beginning, but, you know, if it's not as consistent, or they're not getting sales, or they're not getting, you know, that recognition, they'll stop. So no matter if you're dealing with those two issues, it's just good to consult your spirit team, because they're going to tell you. Because guess what? They've been there, done that. So why not go to them? Yes, you still want to pray and talk to God, but can we also be more proactive? Like, when it comes to us, like, we should not play about ourselves. We should not play about ourselves. Like, for real. Don't play about yourself. Because if you play about yourself, you'll notice you attract a lot of people that play with you in your time. And they think you just, like, they think you stupid type shit. Like, people pick up when they can just come into your life and take. People can pick up on that. People can pick up when your self-love is not where it needs to be. So that is the point of ancestor readings. Just starting to form that communication with your spirit team. I'm not saying I have to be the person to help you get in contact with your spirit team. But if you don't know how and you came across this video, why not? You know what I'm saying? I got y'all, okay? Just know. Like I said, I have videos of my work. Y'all can see my work. It's great quality. You're going to get your money's worth. And I also provide the mentorship as well. So it's not just a one-time thing, you know. You can have me as your mentor as long as you're ready to do the work. And as long as you're ready to take responsibility. Like, you can grow so much when you take responsibility and take control over your own life. Something I noticed with a lot of people who come out of a Christian background is, I'm going to say we, because I come from this background too, but we have a tendency to think that things are not in our control, or all we can do is pray about it and let it be. Now, I'm all about detaching and letting go. But first, what can we do, like, besides praying, besides, like, praying about it and meditating, what can we actually do? Okay? So not just writing things down. That's a big part. But it's also just, like, being able to have a sense of action about your shit. Like, the ancestor reading, that's action. You know? Mentorship, that's action, because that's you actually putting money. Think about it. We spend money all day, every day. What you spend your money on matters. Nobody's telling you what you can't spend it on. But if you're spending fucking $5,000 on a Chanel bag, but you won't spend a certain amount on your spiritual growth, or whether that means going to therapy, or, you know, getting a life coach, or doing something like getting an image consultant, or doing something to change up things about you that you don't like. Or things that you, when you look in the mirror, you don't feel happy. You don't feel satisfied. You don't feel complete within. Okay? So, I just want to say that to put that into perspective for you guys. Okay? So, for the rest of these, I'm not going to yap too much. I'm just going to go ahead and read them off. Okay. So, we're going to do emotional wellness now. So, these are reflection questions for emotional wellness. Think about the new year. What makes you the most excited? I like that one. What emotions do you want to feel more of in the new year? Jot down 5 things that will help you manage and handle your anger and frustration. I love that. What regrets have you had in the past year? How can you feel more balanced emotionally in the new year? What do you feel most thankful about in the past year? What was the greatest lesson that you learned in the past year? What's the biggest challenge that you overcame in 2022? This is a good one. What new skills, talents, or passions have you acquired in 2022? This could be by accident or intentionally. Like sometimes y'all have to understand this. A lot of y'all have gifts and things that you're good at. You might not see it as that because, oh, I've always been gifted in this. But it's people out here literally online trying to figure, like studying, trying to figure out how to do that shit. Or looking on YouTube and trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't come as easy to everybody. So don't you think if God made everybody in their own unique way that everybody has something to offer? Like, stop sleeping on yourself and sleeping on the things that God gave you. You know what I'm saying? And your ancestors gave you gifts as well. Like, something I've learned from doing my ancestor readings, a lot of spirits tend to want to come out and tell their story. And I'd be like, okay, spirit, I'm gonna let you talk. And 9 times out of 10, it'd be so many comparisons. So many comparisons. Like, when you have an ancestor in your frequency, that's because they think that you have something in common with them, or you guys have a commonality amongst you. Okay, so you'll notice, like, I've had ancestors that were like in the music industry. I've had ancestors come out that were like famous in their time, that'll come out and it'll be like the person I'm doing the reading for is so similar. They have the same qualities and they have the same talents and everything. And it's just all about helping bring it out of that person. You know, y'all got to understand, when I'm connecting with some of y'all's ancestors, I can see them, and I know you can't yet, but I can help you get to the place to where you can communicate with them on your own. You don't need me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to help you in the beginning stages. You know, I don't want you guys to be dependent on me or feeling like, you know, I have all the answers. It's not that. But I like to tell my mentees, think of me as wise counsel. Like, at the end of the day, you're going to make your decisions. You're going to do what's best for you. I'm just here to consult and help you figure out the best, you know, action or steps to take, okay? So your spirit team, I'm gonna always encourage you, do an ancestor reading. Like, I don't really even promote my tarot readings anymore, like, because I'm so big on ancestor readings. Your spirit team will tell you what you need to know. I can't tell you what you should do. I can only tell you based on what your ancestors are saying you should do. And then from there, I can back you up and give you, you know, a little bit more insights. So moving on, what goals from last year are you proud to say that you've achieved? This one I love, because oftentimes we accomplish or manifest things and we be like, yay, for 5 minutes. For 5 fucking minutes. And then we move on to something else, bigger and better. But it's like, can you relax? Can you pause and really just soak the moment in and just enjoy what the fuck you just accomplished? Because people ain't just out here accomplishing it every day. I mean, people are accomplishing things, but you have to really put things into perspective. Not everything is as small as we make it seem, you know? So, I love that question. I like this quote: reflection is one of the most underused yet powerful tools for success. Reflection, okay? And you know why? Because when you reflect over your life, you'll start to realize, like, everything you see on social media is not real. Everything you've been taught is not real. It's like when you reflect on situations and stuff that you've been through, you start to realize, like, wow, like, I see why that happened. I see why that happened. Like, some of these questions really nail it. What emotional triggers do you need to deal with? Then it says, is there anything unresolved from your past? I like that one, because why do my nose start running every time I start doing a video and I get to talking? And it's not like snot or nothing. It's just like my nose just get watery. But if you think about like the people and the situations that you've been putting up with for years and years and years. And I know it might be so hard to let go. It might be so hard to really just let these people go. But when you realize like what's on the other side of that fear is so amazing. You're going to attract so many new people. And I know that's scary because you're like, no, I want these people. This is who I came up with. This is... Fuck them. Because guess what? Them people, when they playing with you and they sending negative energy and they doing all this bullshit and draining your energy and all of that stuff, they don't feel bad. They don't feel bad, not one bit. So why feel bad about cutting them off, you know? I like these questions. These are actually, I couldn't find, I don't know what I did with those notebooks, but I had like my older notebooks. I think it's in the storage. But I use these same questions and I used to always reflect, and I used to be like, damn, like this is some deep shit. And I used to love, I would anticipate the new year coming around just so I could do this. And I always do a vision board every year. I don't think I did one last year. I think I did a digital one. But every year I have been doing a vision board. I will always have a vision board party for me and my friends. I have been doing that during undergrad and it was always amazing. But now I want to try to incorporate that for you guys. So we can do something together this new year if y'all want to, or I can just do a video. Let me know down below in the comments what y'all want. If y'all want to do like a live stream and we can go over some of these questions from this video, or we can actually write, you know, do it together or whatever. Like I could actually do mine and talk about, you know, my reflections or whatever. That's actually what I wanted to do on this video, but I was like, nah, that's gonna take too damn long. So I just want to give y'all, you know, the questions. Okay, what spiritual commitments are you making for 2022? I love that. Love that. So I was just talking about spiritual commitments. So I feel like this is a really good time to talk about these crystals. So for those of you who don't know, I have a crystal store called Master Manifestor 888. You can go to my website. Everything will be linked down below. But here we have citrine and we have pyrite. Okay, there we go. Citrine and pyrite. Okay, so citrine is actually a money, prosperity, wealth stone. Okay, look at this. This is the raw cut citrine. I love raw cut crystals because they have so much character. This is pyrite. Okay, so these two, when you use them together, you can really manifest a lot of prosperity. Okay, so also remember, I think I've said this already and I say this all the time, but prosperity is not always money. It's not always wealth. Okay, sometimes it's just having a peaceful life, you know, having being in good health, having a healthy family, or, you know, giving birth to a healthy child. I always like to say the real wealth is owning your time. So if you're leaning towards entrepreneurship and you're on a spiritual journey, stay at it, stick with it, don't give up. Okay, because when you're going through a spiritual awakening, and think about it, you're going through a spiritual awakening and then you get this idea or you get these talents that's coming out of nowhere, don't you think that's your spirit team connecting with you and letting you know like, hey, we're tuned in, we're tapped in? So imagine getting an ancestor reading and you're already on your path. You just don't know, like, okay, like what are they thinking? What do they feel? Are they proud of me? That used to be my biggest thing. Like, are they proud of me? Do they, you know what I'm saying? So I showed you guys these crystals. So when you write this list down and these questions down, you can get you a citrine and pyrite. I have a kit on my website. It's called the prosperity kit, citrine and pyrite prosperity kit, and you'll get 2 crystals and it'll be citrine and pyrite. But what you'll do, have your paper, just sit them on your paper. I also have horseshoes. I would recommend you guys get those. I know they're gonna sell out. I only have a couple more left, I believe. But the horseshoes, I should have brought it over here. But the horseshoes, those are for attraction. Okay, so you can even use herbs, like sprinkle some herbs on your paper, fold this up or whatever after you answer your questions, and sit it on your altar. But something I like to do when I write petitions or write things down, I like to sit like the petition in the window. Listen. Hear me out. Sit it in the window, put the crystals on top. I remember I had somebody ask me, they was like, is that like evil? I'm thinking charging your crystals with intentions and putting it in the window. I'm sorry, like, I I'm sorry, y'all really gotta think, like, and I know a lot of us, especially us from the South, that shit, Christianity is like, it's beaten into our heads, it's beaten into our life. And so when you get older and you want to start getting into other things, you feel so damn guilty. You know what I'm saying? So if you're still at that place in your journey, I'm probably not the reader for you, because I probably hurt your feelings by accident. But if you really want to grow, you really want to hear the things that you need to hear, that's where I come in, okay? Like, when I say there's no enabling, like, when it comes to the spiritual journey, a good mentor is going to push you in a positive direction. A good mentor is not going to exploit or misuse you or misuse your attention. Like, it's a lot of energy vampires that's out here in the spiritual community. So you really have to be careful when it goes to choosing a mentor or somebody to teach you things, because I talked about this in some of my other videos, but everybody ain't on positive energy, and everybody don't tap into positive spirits. Some people use dark energies, not just dark energies. I don't want to say that not everybody does that, but a lot of people are calling on dark forces to accomplish things, and it's a difference, you know, when you're calling on positive spirits. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. How do you relax and unwind at home? Where in your home is your go-to spot? These are all things you want to be thinking about, because I want to challenge you guys. Create a space in your home that feels good for you spiritually. So if that's a closet, if it's it just needs to be somewhere where you can go to clear your mind. I'm big on outdoors, so that space is in the outdoors. But you know, create somewhere in your house where you can really decorate, somewhere where, you know, you can hopefully, you know, tell everybody, y'all don't come in here, this is my space, this is like my woman cave or whatever. But do that. Create you a space to where you can go in there and journal every night before bed or every morning. If you're into tarot and oracle, you can pull a couple cards every morning, just to tap in and just, you know, ask spirit, like, what's my highest energy of the day? What's good news of the day? What can I look forward to today? You know? So that's my advice. Let me see. Oh yeah, I did want to say this too. So going into a new year, it's always good to declutter. So if that means, you know, it's getting colder around this time of year, so if that means going through getting all your summer clothes and putting them away and bringing all your winter clothes in, do that. If that means going through your closet, getting rid of shit that you done had since 2015, I'm still getting rid of stuff though. Y'all can't judge me. Like, when I say I've went through my stuff like 5-6 times and I still got stuff I've had from undergrad. Like, how? But I just always been that person that had a lot of shit. So I'm still getting rid of stuff. Like, you know, things hold sentimental value, so you have to be careful, because, you know, objects also, even though they carry sentimental value, they also hold energy. So yeah, if you're holding on to that bear from your ex-boyfriend from middle school, can we let that go? Now, I can see if you're a collector of teddy bears, but can we let that go so we can let some new love flow in? You know what I'm saying? Like, please. Because when it comes to energy and manifesting, what you hold, like what you have and what you have in your energy, like when you sleep at night, like what's in your room, what's in your closet, what's in your space, that holds energy and that holds weight, okay? So I hope everything is making sense to you guys. I actually... Let me read a couple more of these to you guys, and then I'm going to go ahead and close this video out, because we're almost at like 40 minutes, I think. I don't know if I said this question, but... Okay, this is a good one. List 3 things or people that you need to start saying no to. Yeah, I need you to do that. And I also need to say this. It can be family. You see how I didn't even whisper that? It can be family. It sure can. 9 times out of 10 it is. You just have to learn how to set boundaries. Like, learning to not feel bad about spoiling yourself. You know, putting your money into things that are going to get you the biggest return of investment. Me, I always say spirituality, spiritual life will get you so far. Like, since I started my spiritual journey, I have grown so much. And not just when I was getting into manifestation, but when I got into, and I started practicing hoodoo, everything changed. And I think it was more of me understanding that I do have a higher purpose. I do have a higher calling. And thanks to you guys, you know, you really solidified that for me. You know, you guys helped me understand that I do have a voice. And that's important because I know y'all looking at me today like, you know, in a positive way. But I didn't always feel confident enough or comfortable enough coming on camera. And I'm just proud. I'm just proud of myself. Now I'm getting emotional, but I'm just proud of myself for really just putting myself out there. Like, understanding shit don't have to be perfect. You just gotta try. Just gotta go for it. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff people will like, some stuff they won't like. But guess what? If they don't like it, they can get the fuck on. So when you realize that, you'll start to just put yourself out there. You know, you can't hide. You can't be in your shell forever. You know, because if you have gifts, or if you're a light worker, or excuse me, if you have spiritual gifts, then you have to share your gift with the world. That's the point. That's the point. So you might, you know, put yourself out there and start sharing your journey. You can even create like a private Instagram account where you document your spiritual growth. You don't have to follow nobody. Don't nobody have to follow you. You know, just do something for yourself that you can document. You could take photos, you could take videos, or start a hobby, or start like a passion project and create a page, or create a blog or a website about it, or create a YouTube video about it. You just never know. The smallest things will take off. The smallest things will take off. So let me read a few more to you guys. Get a little sippy sip. I hope y'all enjoying the video so far. So in 2022, list 3 areas of your life that are the most consuming or stressful. So think about this. If you're writing these types of things down, you see how it's not just a traditional, in the new year, I want to stop this. I want to, like, that shit ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. You need to more so reflect on this year and think, okay, well, what did I actually accomplish? I accomplished a lot. It might not have been those big goals, but it was a lot of the small goals. So whether you're taking old shit off your list and putting it on your new list, or you're coming up with all new goals, like I said, the first step is just believing that you can do it and believing that you're capable. You know, because if you weren't capable, or it wasn't for you, you would have never had the thought or the idea to do it or try it. Okay? So yeah, you guys, I think that's enough questions. I don't want to give you guys too many. I know that was at least 10. Wait. Here go a couple more. I'm going to give y'all a couple more, okay? A few more. Is there anything unresolved from your past? What emotional triggers do you need to deal with in 2023? What emotions do you want to feel more in the new year? List them. So, is that joy? Is that happiness? Is it peace? I know peace, asking for peace seems so simple. But when you are in a hectic lifestyle, in a hectic, crazy, you live a crazy world and everything around you is just crazy, peace is so underrated. Like, you never know really how much you need peace until you don't have it. So when you've been going through domestic violence, or you've been going through dealing with sexual trauma, or you've just been dealing with like abuse and a lot of just low vibrational things, it's just like you'll never really just appreciate, you know, the smallest things until you have it. Like I said, going through a lot of negative or low vibrational things, being on a spiritual journey and having small wins, or just knowing that you're on the right track, can really make the difference. I mean, it's the smallest things sometimes with your spiritual journey that'll make you cry, that'll literally bring you to tears. And you'll be like, why am I crying? I'm not sad, I'm happy. But it's just more of things coming full circle. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed to me. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you're notified every time I post a new video. I'm gonna try to do another video as far as the new year. So drop any questions that you guys have, or anything that you want me to discuss. Please comment some stuff you guys want me to talk about. I know I need to just make more spiritual videos in general. But I do want you guys to tell me what type of content you want. Like, do you want to learn more about self-love? Do you want to learn more about just spirituality and how to incorporate herbs and crystals and oils into your life? Or what do y'all want to, you know, let me know what y'all want to know. Okay. But yes, this was my video for the New Year's resolution. You guys are going to write this out like journal style. Just write it out, write your questions out, and write your responses. Matter of fact, I did want to talk to you guys about a couple books really quick. So I'm going to talk about these two. You got Paper in My Shoe. This is by Catherine Urandway. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's about petition. So it's name papers, petition papers, and prayer papers in the Hoodoo rootwork tradition. Okay. Then you got Power of the Psalms. This is a good one. So Power of the Psalms. Another good one is Hoodoo Bible Magic. I don't know what I did with that one, but I don't have it right here next to me. So I must have just left it or whatever. But this one is really, really good. It's by Anna Riva. I love, love, love this one. But let me see what gem I can give you guys. Because this lists the Psalms and it tells you, like, it'll have different conditions. Okay. So let me give y'all, this is just for y'all to write down. So this one is for how to master one's negative thoughts. Okay. This is a Psalm. Pray the Psalm devoutly as needed. Beginning and ending with this affirmation. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, and God guideth mine. I love that. So write that on this paper, okay? Write that on this paper, because I said this at the beginning of the video. Understanding that what you want, you can achieve it. So in order to achieve something great, you got to let them negative thoughts go. You can't achieve or accomplish anything positive if you're still thinking low vibrational and negative thoughts. It just won't happen. I mean, it might happen, but it might take longer, or it just might not come through or stay long. Like, you might manifest a quick buck, but it's not like long-term prosperity and long-term wealth. Okay. So think about that. You have to, like, your thoughts are everything. That's law of attraction. The thoughts that you think and the things that you speak, that is what you attract. Okay. When suffering injustice, you can do Psalms 53 verse 2 through 6, and that will offer solace when troubled by unfairness. Okay, so this is for people who may be in jail, or you might be like a prison wife, or you might be dealing just with a lot of injustice in your life. I don't discriminate. I know that there are all types of things going on in the world. I make scripture videos for working girls, like prostitutes, people who, you know, are in the streets and things like that, or people who are homeless. Like, y'all go check out my TikTok. Matter of fact, I can pull it up so y'all can see. But my name on there is the same. It's Master Manifestor 888. But I make scripture videos on there. So like when you're doing spiritual baths, you can speak the scripture into the water. Or when you're doing a petition, you can write. Like, this is one video.
Magical scriptures for troubled children.
So this is for educational success. Okay, so this one is for finding a major in a career you love. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Okay. Then you have Proverbs chapter 4 verse 26 through 27. It says, give careful thought to the paths for your feet and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. Okay. So that's a good one. That's for finding a major in a career you love. Now, if you want to manifest making trustworthy friends, you can use Philippians chapter 4 verse 19 and Philippians chapter 1 verse 9 through 10. Okay, that's for finding trustworthy friends. Then we got I'm gonna read y'all a couple more. It's really no point in reading the book when I already have done the videos on it. So that's for passing tests. I don't want to do that one because this ain't really about passing tests. But just know I have videos for student success. Now I have one for I'm gonna do some scriptures for parenting. So we have protection over your children, Psalms 91 verse 11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. That's just a good one to write, period, going into the new year. You know, that's a good one. You don't have to just be for your kids. Like, using scriptures, you can really get creative. Like, the Bible will tell you this, do this, do this. It's not necessarily about that, because we all know that the Bible has been translated 1,000 times over. So, you know, making the Bible your religion is really just, to me, it doesn't make sense. But you can use the Bible, I'm not just going to say to manifest. Like, I feel like people are making manifestation so cheesy and corny. But you can use, like, a huge part of hoodoo is writing petitions. Okay? Writing petitions. And on your petitions, you use scriptures. Scriptures bring in the energy that you're needing. Okay? So Matthew 18:10, this is also for protection. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. So that's a good one for protection over your kids, or just, you know, youth, children in your life. Let me see. I just want to make sure I put enough in here. So I'm gonna give you guys some that you can use in your spiritual bath, but these are just good overall for just keeping, like, staying encouraged. So this one is staying encouraged in troubling times, Psalms chapter 55 verse 22. Then we have 1 Peter 5:7. Then Isaiah 26 chapter 3. No, Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3. Then we have trusting your path. I love this one, love this one, love this one. John 14:27. So John chapter 14 verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives you, do I give to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be fearful. I love that. I love that. So do you see how writing these questions, answering the questions, doing a spiritual bath, doing an ancestor reading, writing these scriptures down on your petition, using your crystals. When I say, first and foremost, these crystals be coming out the gate swinging. Like, my crystals literally have gotten people shit before they even opened the package. I kid you not. Like, I kid you not. Like, one time a person got a job offer from a job they had been waiting and waiting and waiting to hear back from. Like, when I say months, he said it had been like months. And I had ended up messaging him, letting him know that his package had arrived or whatever. And the whole time the package had been there the whole day. He just didn't know. But he said it's crazy because right before I had messaged him, he said that he had got that text from a man about that job. And I thought that was so crazy because the crystal was chrysoprase. And that one is for, like, manifestation and finding your path. So yeah, you guys, crystals help. Remember, all of this stuff is tools. I'm not sitting up and saying that incense is going to heal your life or crystals will heal your life. But these objects hold energy, and they have metaphysical properties that really help certain conditions. This is what the ancestors used. Not all this fancy shit, but sometimes it was the herbs. That's what they had access to. That's what they had access to around the kitchen. You got to think crystals are, like, I don't like to call them rocks, but they're rocks. You know, they come from specific parts of the world. They only come from specific parts of the world. And it's so crazy. This is the last thing I'm going to say. But I grew up in Arkansas. And in Arkansas, we have a lot of crystal mines. And we used to always go mining for, like, field trips. So amethyst and citrine and clear quartz are all in Arkansas. And that's crazy. Because I didn't really remember. Like, I remember going to the things to the diamond mines or whatever, but I wasn't really thinking back then. I wasn't thinking like, wow, this would be my path one day where I'm helping people heal and I'm talking about crystals. All right, you guys, but this was my New Year's resolution video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. Never give up on yourself. Always show up for you. Always show up for you, because you'll start to notice that people around you, they're not going to take you serious until you take yourself serious. They're not going to really, you know, they're not going to really understand the boundaries that you're taking until you really enforce them. You know, people don't take you serious until you show them, like, you're going to have to take me serious, because I'm not putting up with the same shit. Same thing with this New Year's resolution. Once you make this plan, you're going to stick to it. You're going to stick to it because you'll have the support. You'll have people around you. You'll have people around you that's really going to be pushing you to really accomplish these things, okay? So that's the perks of having a mentor. That's the perks of having somebody that's going to, you know, keep you on track. That's the benefit of mentorship. I wish I would have had that when I was going through my spiritual awakening. You know, all I had access to was readings. You know, there wasn't really a mentor that don't get me wrong, I've had mentorship, but it wasn't one-on-one like I offer. So I'm starting to realize, like, what I offer, top tier. And just know the price is going up. The price is going up. I'm sorry, the price is going up because I'm very affordable, but I just feel like everybody shouldn't be able to have access to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things should only be available for people who are serious about their own growth, okay? So that's where I'm gonna leave this video. I don't want to talk y'all's ears off, but I appreciate you guys for sticking with me this long. Right now we're at like 40-50 minutes, so this is going to be an extremely long video, but I don't mind, because I know it's going to really help you guys go into the new year having a new mindset and being able to reflect on some of the things that you never really thought to think about, you know. But go ahead and pat yourself on the back, because I'm proud of you. You have to be proud of yourself, and you have to be able to really boost yourself and show yourself like you are important, you know. Because that validation you're looking for, it's within. That love you're looking for, it's within. You have to know that. You have to understand that everything that you're looking for is already within you. Everything you want is already within you. You just have to pull it out, okay? And so mentorship, ancestor readings, spiritual baths, healing, shadow work, like, these are things that will actually help you achieve what you want, okay? Not just writing it down, but actually bringing that shit into fruition, okay? But yeah, you guys, this is Juju the Master Manifester, and I am out.